Hey guys, hello. So I'm gonna come on. This is a great time to do this. My son is resting. It's been a long day, guys, but this is the perfect time to record this video. And plus, I was supposed to give you guys a case study last month, so I do apologize, but I'm doing it now. Our last case study was back in like July or so. So I'm going to come on today and record. Now, this is not going to be as long as the other one. We're going to look at 4 different characters today. So we're going to look at 2 different case studies. So this will be case study number 2, but it'll be like episode 2 and 3. So make sure you guys, check out the description box and all that good stuff. But the 2 questions that I want to ask you guys today is, do you think it's okay to go, so you're dating someone or you're married to someone or you're like really serious with someone and they're really serious with you. Is it okay, one second guys. Is it okay for your spouse or the person that you're dating to attend their ex's funeral? So that's going to be one of the first questions that we talk about. And I'm going to give y'all a little backstory also. And none of this is real, right? It's fictional, but some of these things do happen in real life, right? And some of these case studies are based off certain books that I've written. But with this one, I haven't written a scene or scenario based off the first question, but I think I have written one based off the second one. Well, actually, I know I have, just thinking about certain books. And my mind is kind of like this right now, okay? So that's the first question. I want you guys to think about that. Is it okay for your spouse or someone you're dating or someone you're married to or about to be married to attend their ex's funeral? How do you feel about that? And then the second question is, how soon is it for, let's say, someone that you're marrying or so how soon is it for your spouse to jump into a conversation? And I mean this. Now, sometimes there are family members and friends that totally overstep their boundaries, and sometimes that could cause tension and division in your relationship and your marriage and different things. So you do have to have boundaries. You want to make sure that you and your spouse is not the enemy against each other. Y'all got to remember the vows, what God has put together, and let no man put asunder. You two are one. Everyone should not be in y'all personal life, y'all bedroom. And I'm going to do a video. I got a couple videos for y'all guys. I'm just trying to finish out what we're doing this month before giving you guys all that. So I'm taking my time with that. But getting into this. So let's say, for example, you marry someone. You guys are married. You guys are newly married. And you have a child, or they have a child, or let's say that you guys have kids together and you guys are married, or they may be coming in as a step parent or what have you. Or even if you guys just are married, but your family is coming in, how soon is it for that person to come in and get in the middle of something? So let's say, for example, you just met this person a year ago, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, but they're the one for you, and they know you the one for them, and now y'all are together. Is it okay for them to get it's not even that you're asking for their advice, they just are willingly coming in, just getting in the middle of it? It could be something that you had a best friend for about 15 years, and I do believe that as you're married, you have your boundaries in your relationships and things, but certain things begin to change in your life. It's not saying that your other relationships change, but you do have to kind of prioritize your marriage too. So if you were single and you get married, you can't be married having a single mindset, because you're not single anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I don't want to kind of get into that or whatever, because I'm gonna make this video kind of quick. But let's say you had a best friend or a good girlfriend of about maybe 15 years, and you and her have had ups and downs, but she's solid, you solid, and that's your friend. Or it could be a family member, you close with your mom, your dad, whatever, a close cousin, whatever. And then this person is coming in, and it's not you're going to them hey, you just venting to them, or you just hey, what's your advice on this, or what's your take on this? They just are starting to butt in. How soon is too soon? And then if you have kids, and guys, I have written these things down a couple months ago, so just kind of bear with me, because I didn't bring it before me, so I'm just kind of going off what's in my head. I remember what I wrote, but he gave it to me like 2 months ago. And then like, how soon is too soon for them to butt in? Like, you're not asking for their advice, they're just butting in. Like, they just get in the conversation. Like, let's say you and that person had a disagreement. It's not too heated, it's not tension, it's just y'all have disagreement, because sometimes that's how we learn how to communicate better, or through the disagreement. Especially like when you Christians, you try to take your time, like be peaceable and look at it more on the spiritual side versus a worldly side. Like, hands ain't finna be thrown, we don't have to be cussing each other out. You say what you got to say, I may not agree. I say what I got to say, I may not agree. But at the end of the day, can we resolve this? Do we need to take a break? Do we need to maybe call each other, like sleep on it, like call each other tomorrow, or see, like, can we have a common ground, like a mediator? Or if we've been friends long enough, I know how you are, you know how I am, and like, okay, I know this. Once you get this out, then I can talk, and then we'll be fine before the night ends. Me and you, we back cool, But this person is they just willingly putting their self there. I'm sorry, guys, the music outside, but they just willingly putting their self in the middle. How soon, and now they just started back, whatever, I read it and started recording. Started back recording. How soon is just too soon? And people will look at that and say that's too soon. Okay, so now let's go back. So those are, I kind of, talked a little bit more, but those are the two things that we're looking at tonight for our case study. So let's go back to the first question. Is it okay for your spouse or someone you're dating or someone you're married to or will get married to and you guys are like serious, is it okay for them to attend their ex's funeral? And then if you want to flip it, would it be okay for you to attend your ex's funeral? Just think about that. Some of you with some of your exes, I know all of us are on different life paths. We have different relationship things. If you could look at this, if you're married, if you're single, if you're engaged, if you will be married or engaged, if it's just, you're just going to be single or whatever it is for you. Do you think it's okay for your spouse to attend that person's funeral? So I'm going to give you guys two different examples. I really had just one, but I'm going to give you two. So we're going to use Cara, Jason, and Ramona. Okay? Cara is the ex. Ramona is the now wife. And Jason, what's his name? Jason is the guy. Okay, so the ex and Jason were together for years, right? They were supposed to be married, but the ex put Jason through certain things, right? It broke his heart. He was really good and loyal to her, and they would go through like ups and downs because of their soul tie and just their history, but it never ended up really working out, and Jason ended up moving on. Now, years later, the ex, Cara, she ended up, noticing that, but it was too late because he's with Ramona now. Ramona has been good to him. Let's say like this is maybe a good 5 to 6 years down the line. And, so in his mind, it's not like they remind each other. It's not like they remind each other of him, but it's like in his mind, this is what I was supposed to get when I was with her. So it's like everything that I didn't get with her, with Cara, now I'm getting with Ramona, right? And over the years, Cara would still reach out, but Ramona checked him like, okay, me and you are together now. Remember what she put you through. Remember that, you were coming crying on my shoulder. Remember, and then you got to keep in mind, Ramona is a Christian. These are Christian-based people. Cara is kind of more lukewarm, so, whatever, but Ramona has prayed, she has fasted, she has sold, she has poured into him. She's been through ups and downs. She's been through naturally and spiritually concerning him, right? And time has passed. Jason is in a good place. Ramona's in a good place. Eventually, Cara has kind of moved on with her life, but from time to time, she tried to reach out to him to see, like, what will he allow, what won't he allow, like a text. First, it was like every couple weeks. Then it'll go like maybe a year or a couple months or so, or something on Facebook or Instagram, liking a post, a little comment here or there. But then like the text, but Ramona checked him on that, so he calmed down out of respect, because it's like, if that's what you want, that's what you should have stayed with, because now she's coming because you didn't moved on. Sometimes it doesn't hit people until it hits people. You guys understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it don't hit a person until it hit a person after a while, when they really have time to think, but you can't put your life on pause, on hold, whatever, so you got to move on. Now, Cara is okay too. You know, her life is better. She's not who she used to be. She's much better. But let's say that she's sick. You know, she has cancer or something. She's sick. And she, you know, ends up still reaching out to him. And because of the history, he may encourage her or say, I'm praying for you, or different things. And, you know, I'm not going to tell you this part, but I'm just going to ask. If you were Ramona, would you think that was okay for him to do that, to like go visit her at the hospital? If you were Ramona, do you think it's okay for Jason to go visit her at the hospital, to be saying, hey, I'm praying for you? Or do you think it's enough if he have told her that, hey, he praying, and then she got other people around her? Do you think that's okay? Or are you like, no, you know, I'm praying for her too. We can pray together and give it to God. But as far as you trying to be there for her and all that, I feel some type of way. And just be honest, because some people are going to be like those in letter A. And then some people are going to be like those in letter B. But eventually, Cara end up passing away, you know, and it's her funeral, you know. And these people are young that we're talking about, right? She ends up passing away. It's her funeral. And I'm trying to explain this right, guys, because the way like it's, I don't have it before me, so just kind of bear with me or whatever, because I didn't want to make this one that long or whatever. But the next one, we're going to go more in details on our next episode. Do you think it's okay for Jason to attend the funeral? Now, if you think it's okay for Jason to go and pay his respects, you know, and attend the funeral, would you go with him? Or do you feel like it's disrespectful for him to go? Okay, so that's that situation. Now, let's look at this situation. Let's flip it. Let's say that you were married to a man for some years. You have kids by this person. You guys have history. Like, y'all done been together for maybe like over 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. And you have your ups and downs too. But let's say that this person was like abusive to you. They were abusive to you, not to the kids, but to you. But if you think about it, it was to the kids too, because if you hurt and then the kids can see that, it will psychologically affect and impact them. But let's say that you moved on. God has restored you. He has healed you. He has blessed you with a good man that loves you. He loves the kids, you know, different things. And your ex-husband and the father of your children, and for you that's asking, well, how many kids? You got 4 kids from this person, right? You and your new person have been together for a couple of years, but you guys don't have any kids. And to be honest, you don't want to have kids with them. You love them, but it's like they're okay with not having any kids because they accept your kids as their kid. That's their kids. And you kind of like, even though you healed and you're okay, you just certain things, it's like, I already crossed that bridge. I don't want to go back. For you that understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. And the father of your kids passes, like he dies. And he didn't make peace with the Lord. You didn't forgave him. He didn't apologize, all these different things. Y'all didn't went through that, but you still went through what you went through too. You know, but it's at peace. It's no animosity. It's no bitterness. It's none of that, right? Do you think that it's okay for you to go to the funeral? Now, some people are going to be like, why would it not be okay? I have kids from this person, this, that, the third. But what if him and your new husband didn't get along? Because what if your ex was still trying to get back at you and your new husband has told you, I don't feel comfortable with you going to the funeral, let the kids go? Or what if you go to the viewing but not the funeral? Do you think it's do you think it's okay to say, no, even though we married, I don't agree with that because this is the father of my kids. You know, we have history. But then this man is saying, I understand that, but for you to go to the viewing and the funeral, and then it's not only that, like her kid's father family, it's gonna always be to them because of the history, and the kids is gonna always be in their mind. She was always with him, so they have no respect for the new husband. They have no respect for him. They don't like him. Like if they see him out, they don't speak to him. You know, and of course, because she gonna be there for the kids, it's like, who gonna be there for her? Like, of course, they got his family and some of her family may attend, but because of what he didn't put her through, a lot of her family probably won't attend like that, but they'll send their condolences or prayers, you know. But then it's like, okay, she going there for the kids, so who gonna be there for her? So like her husband will want to be there for her, but because of the blatant disrespect, you know, it's like should she listen to him and not go and just only attend the viewing or the funeral, but not both? Or do you agree that, like, no, she should just go? What would you do in this case? And then flip it also. Like, let's say that you were him and he was her, and his ex-wife put him through that, and he has 4 kids from her, and then she ends up passing. Is it okay to attend an ex's funeral? So I've given you guys 2 different totally perspectives. And then in some cases, it doesn't have to be where it even left off on a bad note. It doesn't have to really be nothing wrong. It's just that wasn't a relationship for you, or that wasn't who God had for you, or it just wasn't it. Excuse me, maybe it didn't end on a bad note, but is it okay to attend your ex's funeral? Do you think it's okay? Not for you to attend. Do you think it's okay for your spouse to attend their ex's funeral? And would your spouse say that it's okay for you to attend? Or are you a person that's like, well, it's not about what you say, I'm going to just do it anyway? Like, what type of group are you? Okay, what type of group are you? Now we're going to get into this example of our next same episode, same case, just a different episode. I guess I just said that totally wrong. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, perfect example, guys. So going back into what we just were talking about, like, she's married to someone else, but she has the 4 kids. We're going to use these same couples. We might as well, even though I could add another couple, but we just might as well use them because we literally just talking about them. Okay. How soon is it? So let's say that they've been married for about 6 months, a year, but they took some time out to know each other, right? How soon is it for the husband to interject? Okay, so let's just call him June. And what are we going to name her? Let's call him June. Let's call her Tara. And I don't want to name the kids. We'll just name them kids, but they're older. It's not like they're kids. Like, my son is 5. It's not like they're little kids. They're older. They're like teenagers, adolescents, young adults, like that. How soon is it for June to jump in with Tara, with the kids? Like, let's say now they're married, the kids have adapted to him a little bit and different things like that, but it may not be all the way there, but they've adapted to him and they respect him and different things. And they know, like, okay, mom is married and different things. But let's say that Tara and maybe her oldest daughter are having a disagreement, or they having like a difference of opinion. And it's not nothing that's going to go nowhere crazy, but this is just how their relationship is, because Tara's relationship with her kids is not all the same. But them her kids, and she love them and they love her. It's different. So she's having this relationship with her daughter. How soon is it that's a disagreement? And it's not heated. Nobody's not going to get hit. It's a mother-daughter talk. Some mother-daughter talks are like pleasurable, like they're good, and some of them it's like it may be uncomfortable. But especially if you're a mom, you love your child, you just want the best for your child, so you're just giving them your opinion, your wisdom. You done been there, done that, got the t-shirt. And then sometimes kids are older, they feel like they know everything, or they feel like that was back in this time, this is this time now. But the thing is, nothing new's under the sun. So sometimes you're trying to give them the wisdom and advice because you're trying to spare them for what you've been through, or you see something that they don't see. So let's say it's like one of those type of things. Let's say that it's Tara's daughter, let's call her Jewel, is dating someone that she's not supposed to date. Mom can see all the signs. Mom has invited him over, not to go in the room or anything, but to just invite him over to fill him out. And because her daughter Jewel is a little bit older, like she has let her go out, a couple of times, but you have to be back at a certain age, and it's monitored or whatever. And they're having a disagreement about this, right? How soon do you think it is for June to step in and give his opinion? Now, Tara may talk to him behind closed doors, but do you think that he should wait to give his opinion? Or do you think it's okay, like, no, we married, so we're one, you can voice your opinion? You know what I mean? And do you think that it needs to be embraced? Like, do you think this needs to be embraced, this being, okay, what I say as your mother goes, and what June says goes, and you have to take it or leave it because we're one? Or if June say something to Jewel, do Tara have to back him? Does it have to be every situation where June have to back her, or do you think it's appropriate for him to be quiet sometimes and just wait and not butt in? Like, how soon is too soon? Or you can flip it. It could be one of her sons. Let's call one of her sons Mike. How soon is too soon? Oh, thank you, Jesus. And this is another thing that just came to me too. If you were Tara and you noticed that June got along more with the boys versus the girls, he cared about the girls too. He cared about the boys and the girls. But if you notice like it was kind of like favoritism, but you don't show favoritism towards your kids, but you notice that and you feel that, do you voice that? Do you have a family meeting and voice that? Or do you just talk to him about it? Like, what are the boundaries in relationships, guys, is what I want us to kind of look at today. What are the boundaries? You know, and let's say a person is a let's go to another example. This was kind of long, guys, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you know, this made you think. And I would like you to share your comments below if you so choose to. But let's say that there's a guy. What are we gonna call him? Let's call him Harold. Harold is very close with his mom. He's not a mama's boy. He done broke out of that a long time ago, but he's very close with her. You know, and he's engaged. Let's call her Vivian. He's engaged to Vivian. How soon is too soon for Vivian to just... Is it okay for Vivian to tell Harold's mom everything about them? Or what she don't dislike about her? Is it too soon for her to say, you and him had your relationship, but now it's time for me and his relationship? How soon is too soon? How soon is too soon if they're all three out to lunch and, you know, Harold's mom is opening up to Vivian because she's not used to him really being around anyone like that. He's not, nothing is wrong with him. He's strictly male. But how soon is too soon for Vivian to jump in and voice her opinions? Let's say that maybe Harold's mom is talking, they just having a conversation, they having different conversations, but they watch what they kind of say around her, but they talking about maybe his dad came up, like her and his dad is still married and everything. They've been married for a long time. And let's say something come up that kind of like catch Vivian's ear. Did we name her Vivian, guys? I just forgot that quick. That catch the girlfriend, fiance, wife ear. How soon is too soon for her to butt in about that? Should she just keep eating and be quiet? Or do you think, no, it's fair, he's with her, she should be able to voice her opinion? Okay, so that's our case study for today, guys. And I don't know when we're going to do the next one. I'm going to try to do at least 1 to 2 a month. But I will have another one for you guys in the next coming week. So thanks for watching, tuning in, bearing with me. I don't have no notes before me. I was trying to kind of like remember because I wrote this a couple months ago. So yeah, God bless you guys, and thanks for watching.